Do you remember what it feels like to graduate from high school? The photo shoots and fancy clothes with your friends, the feeling of excitement mixed with uncertainty about your future. Thousands of students across Saskatchewan are graduating this month, and today we're going to chat with 4 of them. We'll hear about their journey to get to graduation and their hopes and dreams going forward. And of course, we want to hear from you. If you have a grade 12 in your life that you're especially proud of, call and tell us about them. Or maybe you have some advice you wish someone would have shared with you when you were graduating from high school. Call us 1-800-716-2221 or email us bluesky@cbc.ca. Well, our guests today all have vastly different life experiences, but they all have one thing in common. They're all about to start the next chapter of their lives, and today we're going to reflect on their paths to getting here. We're going to talk about what it's like being a student in 2025. With me in our Regina studio is Aurora Kramer and David Crow. Both attend Scott Collegiate here in Regina. Both are heavily involved in their community. Both wrote finals this morning and have more to write this afternoon, and they graduate next week. In our Saskatoon studio, we are joined by 2 students that have both won the prestigious Lauren Scholarship. The scholarships are awarded to students who demonstrate exceptional strength of character, a deep commitment to service, and the potential to lead with integrity. Jyoti, I'm going to say this right. Go Coraggio?
That's good.
What is it actually? Correct me.
Go Karaji.
Oh, Jew. I gave you an extra syllable there. Thank you for your grace, Jyoti. He attends Walter Murray Collegiate, and Shravya Verma attends Aidan Bowman Collegiate Institute. Both of them graduate on Monday. Congratulations to all of you, and welcome to Blue Sky.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you. Yeah.
Okay, grad, only days away. How are we feeling right now? I'm going to start, Jyoti, with you. How are we feeling about graduating on Monday?
I'm feeling really excited, but I think it's also a bittersweet moment. A lot of my friends are going to stay back in Saskatchewan while I head off, so it's a mix of feelings.
Where are we heading off to, Jyoti?
I'm going to the University of Toronto in the fall.
Oh, and we are taking
Engineering science.
Oh, so we already have a life plan plotted out, do we?
Maybe for the next 4 years.
What about you, Shravya? What are we feeling?
I'm feeling excited. I've really been looking forward to attending university and moving to BC since I got my acceptance letter. So I'm really excited to be moving forward in life. Although, like Jyoti said, it is definitely a bittersweet moment because there are a lot of friends that are going to stay back here. But I'm still really excited.
UBC?
Yes. Yeah.
And what are you planning to study?
I'm going to study engineering.
Okay. And do we know what kind of engineering? Is this another life plan situation?
No, actually not yet. First year at UBC is general, so I'm going to be in class with all the rest of the people, and then I'll figure out from there what I want to take specifically.
Amazing. Okay, back in Regina studio, David, How are we feeling heading in? I mean, you've still got finals to go, but we're feeling good about graduation?
Yes.
Have you been thinking about this a lot, or is this just something, just another thing on the to-do list? How do you feel?
I feel ready. I feel completely ready. And what I'm going to be doing after high school is I'm going to be attending Briarcrest for their junior varsity basketball program.
Amazing.
And I'm extremely grateful and excited for the opportunity to just let me keep playing basketball and keep chasing that dream, I guess.
What position do you play?
Shooting guard or point guard.
Okay, so you're the one putting up points.
Yes, at times, yes.
I know it's a team sport, but you know how it goes. Okay, and Aurora, how are we feeling?
I am so anxious. It's a new chapter in life, and I have no idea what it holds, but I'm honestly pretty excited as well.
When you say you're anxious, what does that mean? How do you feel that anxiety? How does that manifest for you?
It's just like the big days coming, and like it's all ending for me. Like this chapter of my life is ending, and I kind of know what my future holds for me, but it's just like I'm very unsure.
You sound a little sad about this chapter.
I am.
So you really liked high school.
I honestly really did like high school. because I went to a high school in my community, and so I knew like almost everybody by my first year, and so it's a very close-knit school, so it's like leaving my second family.
But if it's in your community, they should still be around, yes?
They should still be around, hopefully. I'm praying that they're still around, but...
Aurora, what do we have planned for when we're done graduation?
I'm on the wait list for the culinary program at Sask Polytechnic here in Regina.
So you like to cook?
I love to cook.
What do we like to cook?
Oh, anything, especially baking. I love baking, cooking, all of it. Like, because we have a pathway at Scott Collegiate, and you cook all the food for everybody, and there's such a variety of foods that you cook for everybody, and it's amazing.
Being good at baking is a talent, though, because baking is a science.
It is a science.
You can cook and throw salt and garlic and things into a pan, and it will be delicious. But if you throw sugar and salt and the wrong amount of flour or yeast into a pan, it can be disaster.
It is a disaster. That's happened to me multiple times. I've had to learn the hard way, but yes.
What is your claim to fame? What's the thing you make the best? What are you known for in your family?
Honestly, I make a good risotto.
At your age, you make a good risotto?
Yes.
I still can't make risotto, and I'm 41 years old.
It's a simple process.
I mean, it's a lot of you know what it is?
It's a lot of stirring.
It's paying attention.
It is. You have to babysit that thing for so long until it's ready, but it turns out amazing.
Cooking and paying attention at the same time. Not my strong suit. What kinds of things have you been doing this month as you prepare to graduate? David, you were telling me you don't even have a grad outfit yet.
Yes.
So what have you been doing for the last month as you prep to get towards?
I guess I've just been, dialed in on my training and just doing like everything I know I can to put myself in the right position to succeed in the fall.
Aurora, what have you been doing for the last month?
I've been trying to put together my outfit. I'm being completely honest. That's all I've been like focused on, but also my finals.
What is your outfit?
Oh my goodness. It's this beautiful burgundy dress with ribbons. I beaded my own grad cap and everything.
Really?
Yeah.
How long did that take?
A good 3 days.
And what's the design? What did you put on it?
I just put like a ombre rainbow on the brim of my grad cap.
Okay. Jyoti, what have you been doing for the last month to prepare for this big step?
I bought my grad suit. That's one good thing.
What color are you wearing?
I'm going with like a tan brown suit. So I really like it. I think it looks great. All my other suits are like black. So this is a new, fresh color.
And are we wearing dress shoes or are we wearing running shoes? What's the kick situation?
I think we're gonna go with dress shoes. You know, it's a grad. I have to.
Is that your decision or is that your mom's decision?
It's our family's decision.
I know in some cases teens left to their own devices may wear something slightly different than the parents who are paying for it. Shravya, how have you been prepping this last month as you get ready to wrap up high school?
I'm with Aurora on this one. I've been planning out my outfit. So at Bowman, we have 2 different events. So I actually have the opportunity to dress in 2 different ways. So we have the actual graduation ceremony where I'm thinking of wearing my culture wear, which is a lehenga. So that's from India.
What does that look like? So just for those of us who don't know, what does that look like?
Okay, so it's picture a gown and then split it down the middle at the waist, and then you have the top and you have a little cutout piece around. I guess like a crop top.
Okay.
And then you have a flowing dress to the very bottom that like if you like twirl it like flares out. It's very pretty, and then you get this thing called dupatta, which is basically I guess for here it would be a scarf almost, but it's thinner. It's a lot more flowy. And it's really pretty, so I'm really excited to wear that.
What color did you pick?
It's pink. I actually bought it for a wedding a year ago, but it was really expensive, so I thought I should rewear it for sure.
I mean, girl math, that means that you've divided the cost of it by 2, right?
Yes, 50% off.
Yes.
And what's the other event that, like, how are you wearing it differently? Are you like wearing something cultural and then something not as cultural, or are you going cultural dress the whole time?
Yeah, so first one, I'm going to wear my cultural dress. So that's the actual stage ceremony where we walk off and get our like caps and our diplomas. And then secondly, we have a banquet. So we're just going to sit around. I think the teachers are going to deliver addresses and we're going to eat dinner. So for that one, I'm going to wear my actual grad gown, which is Western. So I'm mixing it up. So first I'm going to wear something that's a callback to my culture, and then I'll wear something that like all my friends have gotten, which is a grad gown.
What color did you go with?
I went with the dark green.
Okay. I like the jewel tones, you girls, and the jewel tones. Daniel, now you have, or David, now you have some inspiration to when you go shopping over the next couple of days to get your outfit. Do you guys remember what you felt like when you were going into grade 9 and starting the journey through high school?
Yes.
Yes. What do you remember about that time?
I remember being so like confronted with everything. Like, it's a brand new place. I'm going to have to push away everything I learned in elementary because it's a brand new schedule. Mm-hmm. And it was very upfront. Yeah.
Jyoti, what do you remember about
Honestly,
grade 9?
I really liked it. Like, my teachers were very supportive. Like, it was a good transition year. And what I will say is in grade 8, a lot of my teachers were like, in grade 9, it's going to get so hard. Like, it's a completely new ball game. Like, you have to like reset. But then I got to high school and like most of my friends were there and the teachers were really nice. And I was like, oh, this is just like elementary school, but harder classes. It's just in a new environment.
Have your grade 12 teachers been doing the same thing about university to you, telling you it's going to be really hard and you need to forget everything you've learned and you're going to have to reset?
Yes, they have. But I fear this time it might be true.
I will tell you, university, the one thing about going to post-secondary is more than anything, you're learning time management. I mean, you're learning a lot in your classes, but you're also learning how to balance all of your class times and your homework and everything else. That was the biggest adjustment for me. That and the class sizes. You think your classes are big now. Wait till you get into a studio of 200 other students and nobody knows your name and you're just there expected to listen and pay attention. And it's a big change. When you guys look back on your high school years, Shavri, what are some of the things that you're most proud of over the last 4 years?
I would say I think I'm really proud of all the activities that I did. I was involved in a lot of sports, and I think that was one of, like, I guess a defining thing within my high school career. I think when going off to university, you don't really get that many opportunities like you do in high school to play on, like, the basketball team or the badminton team. Even if you're not that good, it was a really good opportunity, I think, to try out things that I loved. Yeah.
What did you find out that you liked the most, regardless of your skill level? What did you enjoy the most?
I really enjoyed playing basketball. I've played almost throughout high school. I skipped in grade 11, but I wasn't, honestly, I wasn't that great at it. I wasn't horrible, but I wasn't definitely not the top of the team. But I really enjoyed it. It was a team setting. I got really close with my teammates. It was just like a good experience overall.
David's nodding along. Basketball is a big part of your life.
It has been.
What do you remember about this last 4 years? What are you most proud of?
I'm most proud of two things. I'm the first person in Scott Collegian history to go somewhere for a sport.
Really?
And the second thing, I lost 100 pounds in the span of 8 months before.
Oh, wow.
And those are the things I'm two most proud of.
Losing the weight, was that playing basketball and getting involved in sports?
It had something to do with it, but it was from a transition from grade 8 to grade 9. Mm-hmm. In 8 months, I lost 100 pounds by, I guess, sticking to a diet and working out and playing basketball, like, both every single day.
How did that weight loss change your personality and who you are as a person and your confidence?
It shifted it a lot just because of the lack of self-love that I used to have for myself, and just learning how to redefine and grow into the person I am today took a lot. And that's why I'm so proud of myself for being able to, I guess, dial in and accomplish my goals, because it required a complete lifestyle change.
And now you want to go on and help other people.
Yes.
When you're finished university, yes?
Yes, I want to become a therapist, and I want to give back to my community by helping those in need and those that can't afford certain like therapies and stuff because I was that person at one point, and I know what it's like to, I guess, want help but not know how to get it.
What is that person, that therapist, those people that supported you? What does that mean to you what do they mean to you as you're crossing that stage next week and finishing grade 12?
I wouldn't be here without them. They mean a lot to me just because of the advice they've given me and just also helping me reconnect with my culture as well.
What was the best piece of advice that they gave to you? What's the one thing that pops into your head right away?
I guess just to always love yourself and remember who you're doing this for. And everything I do is I dedicate it towards my mom because she passed away 3 years ago.
I'm sorry.
It's okay, but it's just like I told her I would play college basketball. So I've worked extremely hard to get to the point I'm at today to make her proud.
I bet you she's real proud of you because you're going to go play university ball.
Hopefully one day, yes.
That's amazing. What are you most proud of over the last 4 years?
Just like David, I was one of the first people within Scott to, I partaken in Skills Canada.
Mm-hmm.
And so I went through the culinary competition in Saskatoon in late March, I believe. And I ended up placing third overall provincially.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And what was that like for you to go through a competition like that at your age?
I loved it. It was an amazing experience because I don't really think a lot of kids my age and kids in my community, they get to have experiences like that. So to be given that experience, to go compete provincially and might go compete nationally, it was a huge deal, and I'm very proud of how I did.
What was your award-winning dish?
So basically at Skills Canada, it's like an assortment of things. So everyone has to make the same thing, but you just have to add your own flair to it. So we had to make like biscuits, chicken stuffed supreme, a rice dish, and like with everything involved. And then we had to make pierogies too by hand, by scratch. And it was amazing. And like just the weeks following up to it, I could feel the excitement building up in me because I just could not wait to actually do something that I absolutely love.
Are you a pierogi queen now?
I guess. I mean, I won third place, so that has to mean something.
I'm Polish, so I appreciate a good pierogi queen. Okay. It's important to be a good student, but we also know you learn a lot outside of the classroom. Jody, what are some of the activities that you participated in that you felt kind of helped you grow as a person?
I would say there are two things. The first thing is probably competitive debate. I did competitive debate all through high school, and that really just hones your critical thinking skills and public speaking skills. And even if it's none of that, it just builds your confidence, and I found that to be very helpful. And it translates into other aspects of life. You know, in academics, it means you can present better, or at the very least, it just means you're more confident in your ability to do work. And outside of like academics, it just means you can speak better and interact more easily with people in public. So I think that was the main thing that, really helped me in high school.
Does debate make you more open to other perspectives too, because you can see the arguments that people are making?
I think so, because when you're debating, you have to consider both sides, and you don't get to decide which side you're on. It's just assigned to you. So it really helps with understanding different perspectives. Like a good strategy in debate is something called actors analysis, where you go through all the different people involved in a situation and you consider how they might react to some, policy proposal being implemented. So it really helps you understand different people's perspectives, and I think it just makes you a better citizen in general because you can consider more than one worldview.
Does it make you really good at arguing with people?
You should ask my mom.
Is your mom the one person who regrets you getting involved in debate?
Well, I think my arguments are more eloquent now, so.
That is amazing. Shavria, you moved to Canada from India when you were a child. What kinds of things did you get involved in that helped keep you connected both here to your new home and to your culture?
It's a really good question. So one of the things that stands out to me when I first moved here was Saskatoon has quite a few organizations that really help, immigrants transition into life here in Canada. One of them for me was the Open Door Society. They're still working today, and I think it was really incredible how big of a part of my life they became. In the summer, my parents would work, so I would bus into downtown, and I would attend camps there, and there was so much stuff. There was tennis, there was songwriting, there was pétanque, which is this weird marbles game. There was, I think there was a debate too. It was just all sorts of things that gave me so much exposure, and also helped me meet people that, had those different experiences, also were from all over the world. So that was a really big part of my life. And then stay connected to my culture back in India, I would say just like my family definitely keeps me grounded in those cultures. We have festivals that we celebrate. We go to the temple sometimes. So there's definitely a lot of that with my family that I get to experience. And the occasional visit back to India also really helps. We went to a wedding a while back, so that really helped me reconnect with my roots.
I'm Sam McKegg, and today we are talking about the graduation class of 2025. I have 4 grade 12 students who are about to graduate in Saskatchewan with me today, and they're making me feel pretty good about the future and the next generation. We were talking about culture and staying connected to culture. And Aurora and David, you both go to Scott Collegiate. Yeah. Culture is a big part of the high school there. How important to you is it to be involved in your culture? You said you got reconnected to it as well. Tell me about that.
It has been really significant for me, because my basketball coach, Daniel Stonechild, he reintroduced me to culture and just taking me out to ceremony and sweats and just showing me a new type of way to heal from stuff that I carry from the past, and just being able to use that and use the lessons to keep growing into the individual I want to become. Mm-hmm. And it just all ties down to just having faith and just putting your faith in something bigger, and basically just having faith.
What has that connection given you? How has it changed how you think about things?
It changed it a lot. It makes me think before I do stuff. It makes me double question myself a little bit.
In a good way?
Yeah, in a good way. And it makes me really reflect at the end of the day, because I want to live in a way that makes Creator God proud. Mm-hmm. And it just makes me reflect on what I'm doing, and if I'm doing things that aren't making them proud, then I'm going to be hard on myself and just holding myself accountable.
Aurora, what about you? What has being in your community and in your culture done for you through high school?
It's really made me realize that my culture is dying, and all the elders that know all these teachings and everything that they knew, they're all passing away, and not really none of the youth want to engage with that and take in the knowledge that our ancestors had. And so I love that Scott is one of the schools that teaches us those teachings and gives us opportunities for it to be reintroduced. Because I know we hold a lot of the feasts. We hold feasts at our school, and the cooking people, they cook for it. We have ribbon skirt making classes where it's girls from the community. They can come in and they can learn how to make ribbon skirts. Mm-hmm. And there's so many programs that we have that just help you be able to reconnect with it. And I absolutely love it, because growing up, I wasn't in touch with it that much. And it's no one's fault. That's just how I was raised. Mm-hmm. I was raised as a Christian. And so I'm glad that I was able to begin my journey through my cultural identity within Scott.
So did the school give you that, or was there an elder who gave you that? Who is the person who is your gateway?
It was my elementary school teacher, Miss Ellis, because I went to Wascana School before it was Alan Blakely. Mm-hmm. And they always had a Cree teacher at that school, and it was Miss Ellis. And she'd always teach us these children's songs. She taught us how to count to 10 in Cree. And she'd always teach us about the medicines and how to use them. And so she was my gateway into learning all of that stuff.
And how does it manifest itself in your life now as you look forward to your next chapter? What are you thinking about when it comes to staying connected?
So I was reintroduced to beading too. So I do beading and I love it. And I want it to stay in my life because it's part of me.
Is that a potential business for you down the road?
I mean, it's kind of a business right now.
Yeah.
I make lanyards and necklaces for people, but I'm just very happy that I was given these opportunities and that I could grow within school and also within myself.
How will you two stay connected once you leave Scott? Because it sounds like Scott's a great anchor for you guys. Have you thought about how you plan to stay connected when you walk outside of those doors and you technically don't have to go back?
Yes. Well, I'm an Escapios, and I have a Guime, that means spiritual guide in Cree. So I know I will stay connected because I want to help him and just so he doesn't have to worry about things because I think he's 75. So he's pretty old. So I guess not like that.
I'm sure he loves hearing that.
Well, but
David says you're pretty old.
in the kindest way possible. I like helping him because he's helped me so much and he's showed me a different way to live.
It's a special relationship.
Yeah.
What about you? Have you thought about, I know you have beading, but have you thought about how you'll stay connected?
Not really. Not at that time.
Sorry to just stick that out, to hang that over your
head.
head.
Okay. I'm just kind of go with the flow. I'm still in connection with my elementary school too. So I have a close connection with my Cree teacher from there. And also I do plan on doing some of those activities during the summer and hopefully it can turn into something bigger so we can keep sharing with everybody. But
Amazing. Okay, we know students deal with mental health issues. I don't know if there's more than there was before or we're just talking about it more than we did before, but there is a lot of pressure on students, both external and internal. I'd be interested in what all of you have done to try and maintain good mental health. Shavri, I'll start with you.
Well, personally, I definitely think there is a lot of external pressure as well as internal. The way that I cope with that is by introducing a lot of balance into my life. I try my best. Occasionally it doesn't go that way, but I try my best to incorporate activities that make me feel whole, that make me feel happy, and are not just purely a thing for school or to win something, right? Things like painting or drawing or, even just going on runs. Things that are not necessarily goal-oriented, but are just to make me feel good. I think having that littered throughout the year or the summer is really, really helpful just because it gives you a mental break from being dialed in all the time and actually helps you within those pursuits that are maybe academic or, you're trying to achieve something because your mind gets recharged. You're able to, go into something with more fervor because you are relaxed, you've rested, and that way you're able to, live well, have that balance, and also attack your goals with full force.
Where did you learn that?
I think it was trial and error on my part, for sure. Throughout high school, throughout elementary. When I was younger, my parents put me into a lot of different sports, and I think I just, kind of knew that I needed that variety in my life to flourish academically as well as, I guess, in my extracurriculars. And just going forward, in grade 11 last year, I thought that my academics were getting too difficult, so I preemptively decided that I wouldn't do any sports. And I think I honestly was quite miserable at some points because all I did was, study, or there was nothing that was fulfilling outside of, I guess, academics. There was family, there was friends, but having that extra, arts or having those physical activity times are really, really important.
I just think it's so interesting to me that in grade 12, you four have learned what so many adults are still trying to figure out and how to balance that. Jyoti, what do you do to keep your mental health well?
I think there are two philosophies I like to follow. The first one is just that you're not meant to win every battle in your life. And I think the reason this is important is because a lot of pressure comes from the fact that you think you need to be successful in every endeavor that you do. But if you realize that you're not, that you're not meant to be successful in everything that you do, because not everyone can do that, obviously, then I think that takes off the pressure and it takes off the stress that you feel. And I think this leads in quite well to the second philosophy, which is just that you should do things for the fun of them. Like during an English assignment, I actually enjoy writing an essay sometimes because I think the topic is nice. Or like during a debate competition, I go there because I like the intellectual activity of debating, not because I want to win. And I think following those two things makes your life a lot easier.
Oh my gosh, as a competitive person, all I keep thinking is I could never. Like it is win or nothing, and that is how I was raised. So doing things for fun is so hard for me. Aurora, you're nodding along. How do you keep your mental health well?
I was the same growing up. I was a very competitive kid, and in high school, I realized that you can't be the best at everything. That's honestly just lowering your ego, realizing that it's what you do that matters, and it's how much effort you put into it that matters. It doesn't matter what the other kids are doing and how much effort they're putting in. They're putting in their best, and what matters is what you're putting in. That's all that matters. And that really helped me through high school because I found myself comparing myself to a lot of the kids that were excelling. And at the times I wasn't, I was just like, well, what am I doing that's wrong? Mm-hmm. But then I realized it's like, I'm trying my best. Life's throwing all these obstacles at me. It doesn't matter. All that matters is that I do my best and I get through it.
That's amazing. David, what about you? What's your mental health go-to strategy?
I work out every morning, and I kind of have a routine in place. I do yoga, I meditate, I journal, and then I do all of these things every morning, and it just helps get me ready for the day and just prepares me. When I meditate, I guess I do this exercise where I organize my thoughts and I let go of the bad thoughts and I focus on the good thoughts for the day, the things that I want to achieve, the things that I want to focus on. That's just my little routine I do.
You have a morning routine at 18 years old.
Yes.
I'm very impressed.
I've had one since grade 9.
Who taught you that?
I taught it to myself.
So what time do you get up in the morning to get your morning routine going?
Around 4:40 or 5 o'clock.
Pardon me?
Yes.
Since grade 9, you've been getting up before 5 o'clock in the morning to get through your morning routine.
Grade 11, I didn't stick to it, but the other years, yes.
That's amazing. Do you know that's amazing?
I don't know. It's just my life, so it's just what I've lived.
That's really impressive.
Thank you.
I know there's a lot of adults who are struggling to find morning routines. So for the strategies that so many of you have already figured out at your young age, going into university, you're going to be so much better off when it comes to stress management because you already know so many of these things that people my age and older are still figuring out. Let's talk about working with kids, because you were once the kids that older kids worked with, and now you are the older kids helping out the younger kids. Many of you have taken on mentors. Jyoti, you've coached debate before. You're not just involved, but you're coaching it. What made you want to do that?
I think there's just a very strong community in Saskatchewan. Debate is a fairly competitive activity, and
yes,
in a lot of in a lot of other provinces, it's dominated a lot by private schools and very expensive private coaching. But in Saskatchewan, we're doing really well, and I think the reason is because everyone has this concept of, when you're a student, you get coaching, you don't pay for it, but once you graduate, you provide that coaching to other people, and then you keep the cycle going, so the community gets stronger. And I think it was just my time as an older student to give back to the community, because I had coaches who coached me for free, and I just wanted to do the same. And particularly at my old elementary school, which is Eggenhoff, that's where debate club really helped me in getting confidence. So I wanted to help other people get that as well.
What's the first rule of debate club?
I think it's just debate isn't about arguing. It's about having an intellectual, discussion about certain topics. So I think the first rule is quite simple. Don't just yell at people and don't be mean. That's not what debate is about. It's about trying to find common ground.
My goodness, can we get that clip saved and played for every grown-up around the planet right now? We talk, we don't scream at each other. What a thought in this day and age. Shavria, tell me what you get out of your work. You're introducing young people to coding.
Yeah, so I worked with the Open Door Society and also currently with the YMCA to offer free coding programs to youth. So this endeavor started last summer. I want to go into engineering, so I've always been interested in innovation and like stuff like that, AI, programming. And I think as a kid wanting to learn that coding, because both my parents are also in that field, there wasn't much access that I had to learning that specifically. And when me and a couple friends were having a discussion, and we figured that, hey, if we can find a way to, provide these coding classes, especially for free to youth, coding is a very, very mainstream skill. It's very important in a lot of fields. It can be applied almost everywhere. And so I think it's a really good tool to have in your toolkit. And so we've been working to provide basic programming classes and also some higher level things like Python. It's been a really, really cool experience because all these kids will come in and they're so excited to learn. And it's just this, you realize that, your community is, it's kind of incredible. They come in with smiling faces, they're ready to learn, and you teach them. And it's just a very, satisfying, fulfilling endeavor.
I am fascinated by women in STEM because I still think that there's a lot of room to grow for women in STEM, in the science and technology, math, all engineering areas. How does it feel to know that you are one of the females that's kind of advancing that and helping kids and making them see that women can be in engineering?
I think it's pretty cool. I don't know. I've never really gotten in, thought about it in that specific way. It is at the back of the mind that, I am, the minority within the STEM universe, but it's just something that I've always had a passion for. And I hope that indirectly through that, I am able to set an example. But yeah, definitely, I have thought a little bit about that, but I think continuing forward, I just want to stay passionate. I want to do what I love. And in that, hopefully indirectly, I'm able to spearhead and inspire some people.
Okay. David, tell me about the Growing Young Movers program.
Well, it's a really amazing program, and it was created from Brian Lewis. And the goal of the program is to employ high school students in North Central to work with the youth and to be mentors for the youth and to, engage with the youth.
So how does it work?
It's an after-school program, and it's at Scott Collegiate. It goes through Monday through Friday, and the grades, I think it starts from grade 2 to grade 8. Mm-hmm. And then grade 10s and 11s work one day, then grade 12s work a different day. And then there's it's actually pretty remarkable just seeing how far the program's come. Because when it first started, Brian only had about maybe 2 mentors or 3 helpers, and then maybe 15 kids. And now there's about 40 kids and about 15 mentors a day, which is really amazing to see. And what were you going to say?
So as a mentor, what are you doing? What do you do with the kid? The smile on your face tells me that you love it.
I do. What we do is that we usually we play games that are for all the kids, not just the active ones, and it gets the other kids involved as well. And we just find unique ways to, make sure everyone has fun.
What's the goal, do you think, of the program?
This is what I think the goal is. It's to, employ high school students, and at the same time to give the next people that's gonna the next generation, the youth, mm-hmm. giving them the right mentors in place so that they don't choose that gang life or stuff like that, and just leading them down the a better path than a lot of maybe their family members might have chosen just from being in North Central and just from how it used to be.
How big is your graduating class? Do you know?
I think right now it's about 40 to 50 people, and that will be one of the largest graduating classes from Scott Collegiate in all the years that it's opened.
Have you seen, both of you, kids that start out in grade 9 and end up leaving high school and get caught up in whether it's gang life or don't see the value in finishing high school?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see it a lot within Scottish especially.
What is your hope for those students as they get older?
I hope they realize that it doesn't matter like what's happening. I don't know if that makes sense, but like Scott Collegiate is a very, very tiny school and everyone's very connected, and you're really losing out on such an amazing community, and you're also setting yourself up for a great outcome at Scott Collegiate. And I really do hope the people that do drop out and want a different lifestyle that they think is cool and will benefit them, I hope they realize that it's not. A lot of the times it's not like that. They've really glamorized that lifestyle, and once you're in it, you realize that it's not like that at all. And then I hope they realize that they do want to engage and further their education.
That you can always come back and you can always finish.
You can always just do it again. You can always better.
It's always adult campus too.
Yeah.
Yeah. And is there, when you see, do you see those students at adult, I get you to talk, but you'd never know. Do you see those students at adult campus?
Yes, I know a couple of them that but had to go a different route.
And when you see them, what kind of conversations do you have with them? I think it's inspiring that grown-ups, it's a hard thing to admit that you didn't finish high school and that you need to come back. And does that inspire you at all to see people coming back and making that decision to make that better life?
For me, it doesn't inspire me because like they made that decision, so they have to live with the consequences, and that's just the way I think about it.
Mr. Tough Love over here. Okay. Okay. I see how it is. Okay. If you could, I want to go through the four of you. We're coming up on the end of the show here. But if you could give advice to your grade 9 selves or to the grade 8 class that's about to become grade 9s going into high school, what is something you know now as very educated grade 12 graduates that you wish you would have known going into grade 9? Shavri, I'll start with you.
Okay, so in my opinion, if I could meet my grade 9 self, I would tell her to be less conserved and to be open to more like experiences. I think coming into grade 9, we're very like nervous. We're looking at like, oh no, am I going to lose out on my friend group? Like what's going to happen here? What's going to happen there? And I think even socially, you're at a stage in your life where you're afraid of maybe being judged or maybe afraid of failing in front of your peers. I think I would tell her to set that stuff aside and really just go full force and try everything she wants to try. I think we're really privileged to be in cities like Regina and Saskatoon, where the communities are relatively smaller, and so you have more opportunities, you can have more attention given to you, more opportunities to experience leadership roles or to, I guess, be involved at a higher level in the things that might be, harder to attain in, like, say, a bigger city like maybe Toronto. So I would say take full advantage of the time you have, take full advantage of the resources you have available at your high school and also in your community. As a young person, this is the time that you have to experience and flourish and really figure out what you like. So, yeah.
I love that. If you're going to fail hard, get up and keep going.
Exactly.
Not a big deal. David, what about you? What would you tell your grade 9 self?
I would probably tell him to stay away from the girls for a little bit. And just
Hey, honesty is honesty. I appreciate it.
No, it's because my coach always told me that and just told me to stay locked in. And then
Stay eyes on the prize.
yeah, and now looking back at it, he was right.
He was right. Oh, there's no more gratifying sentence to a teacher or coach. Jyoti, what about you?
Sorry.
Would you offer the same advice to your grade 9 self?
I think I'll go a different route. I think it's just, the saying that you have to trust the process. I think that's a pretty good way to live life. Like in grade 9, grade 10, I was worried about what classes I was going to take or like how hard I have to work on this assignment. Like what mark am I going to get? What activity should I do? Like what am I doing with my life if I have a lot of free time? Like these are all like a lot of concerns that I had. And I think looking back, the main thing I realized is just that it's important to recognize that, usually everything's going to work out and you should just enjoy the journey. So just trust that everything's going to work out and just trust that like the journey you're going on is going to take you where you eventually want to be.
And sometimes there's a surprise involved, and it's even better than you expected.
Yeah.
Aurora, last words to you. What advice would you give to your grade 9 self?
Don't be so harsh on yourself. Like, everyone around you has or is experiencing the same feelings and the same concerns that you're going through. And there's nothing to be ashamed about that. You're growing. Everyone else around you is growing. You're going through a brand new experience in life. And so it's completely fine to be feeling those feelings. You just need to find ways to put them into something worth your time. Because you can't really, like, you're not going to enjoy high school. You're not going to enjoy life if you sit around moping around about, oh, I could have done this better. Oh, someone else did better. I should have did this. You're not going to get the full experience if you sit around stressing about absolutely every single little thing happening in your life.
I'm going to take your advice, and I'm going to tell you, all four of you, to apply that to university as well. Because everything you just described goes on, well, stay away from girls thing. That's your own prerogative if you go that way or not. But the advice that you've given yourselves really does apply to university and post-secondary as well. So I hope that you will give yourselves some grace and that you will lean into the experiences of post-secondary and that you will have the best time at your graduations next week because you've worked so hard and you really deserve to have those moments, and so do your family members who are so proud of you. So thank you all for taking some time to be with us today and sharing your journeys. I know some of you still have finals this afternoon, so good luck on those. And all the best in your next chapter.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for
Thank
having
you.
us.
Thank you.
You're welcome. That is our next generation.